Good day, everyone. So, this is Elamie Mebulos, Bachelor in Secondary Education, major in Mathematics. So, in this video, I will be going to discuss about direct variation. So, a direct variation is a mathematical relationship between the two variables that can be expressed by an equation in which one variable is equal to constant times the others. So y is equals to kx. This is the expression of a direct variation. So it said in the definition that there are two variables and there are constant. So where do you think is the constant in the variables? So in direct variation, the x and y are the variable and the key is the constant or the constant of variation. It is read as, or this expression read as, y varies directly as x, or y is directly proportional to x, or it is also read as y is proportional to x. So there are some example of a direct variation and real life situation. So for example, the number of kilo of rice and the cost of it. So, kapag marami ang kilo ng bigas na iyong bibilhin, ibig sabihin mataas yung presyo na iyong babayaran. Kapag naman kakaunti ang kilo ng bigas na iyong bibilhin, syempre, mababa ang presyo na iyong babayaran. So, that's one of example of a direct variation in real-life situation. Let's have another example. The speed and the distance. So, we have a speed and a distance. Kapag ikaw halimbawa ay nag-travel ka gamit ang speed na 6.5 kilometer per hour, or this is just an example, sa loob ng 3 oras, magta-travel mong distance halimbawa ay 19.5 kilometer. So, ikumpara natin sa mababang speed na iyong gagamitin sa loob ng 3 oras. Kapag mas mababang speed na iyong gagamitin, ibig sabihin, mas lesser yung distance na iyong mata-travel. So, that's also one of example of a direct variation. So, now let's proceed. Now let's determine if the table below expresses a direct variation between two quantities or not. So we have here a table. Our x is 4, 8, and 9, and our y is 8, 16, and 12. So to know that to know that the table is a direct variation or not, so kailangan is pare-pareho sila ng constant. So we will using our formula of a direct variation, which is key is equals to, we will using this formula, key is equals to y over x. We will using this expression so we can get directly the constant of variation. So let's plug in the value of x and y. So we have the first y we have is, in the first column we have our y is 8 over 4, which is our x is equal to 4. Then 16 over 8, 6 of 12 over 6. So all of these have is equal to 2. So they have the same constant of variation. So that means that this table is a direct variation. Now let's move on. So, given that y varies directly as x, find the constant of variation if y is equals to 24 and x is equals to 3. So we will using the expression of direct variation, which is y is equals to kx. So we will plug in the given value of our problem. So our y is equals to 24. So we have here 24 is equals to our x is equals to 3. So key times 3. So now we will divide it both sides to get the final answer, which is 24 divided by 3 is equals to 3 key divided by 3. So, cancel the 3 over key, which is key na lang yung maiiwan. So, 24 divided by 3 is equals to 8. So, we have 8 is equals to 3 or key, 8 is equals to key or key is equals to 8. Then, we have here another example. If x varies directly as y and x is equals to 35 and y is equals to 7, what is the value of y when x is equals to 25? So is equal to ky. We have our x 35 is equals to key times 7. So 35. So divide it both sides. 35 over 7 is equals to 7 key over 7. So 7, then cancel the 7 over 7, and then key na lang yung maiiwan, which is our answer is key is equals to 5. Now let's move on. Determine if the graph is a direct variation or not. So we have here a two graph, which has the first graph has a straight line, and the other graph is not a straight line. So to determine if our graph is a direct variation or not, the graph of a direct variation is a straight line that goes through the origin 0, 0. Ang graph ng direct variation is always a straight line. Kaya lang, dapat yung line na yun ay nag-intersect doon sa origin or sa 0, 0 or doon sa point ng 0, 0. So that's the graph of a direct variation. So it concludes that the first graph we have is a direct variation, and the second graph is not a direct variation because this is not a straight line and it does not intersect in 0, 0. And that would be all. Thank you.